Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome to Sew with Mediva. And if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you for sticking to my channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to make this 180-degree flare skirt with stylish gathered design on the side. And I achieved this style using 3 yards of African print fabric. So this is what the back looks like. So if you find this video useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. So guys, I made use of 2.5 yards of African print fabric for this skirt, and for the design on the side I made use of about quarter yard of this other print. I have my other sewing materials here, so let's jump right into the tutorial. So we're going to start with the front panel first, and I have the fabric cut out already. So this fabric is a yard and quarter, so I have about 45 inches wide fabric, and the length of this fabric is also 45 inches, which is the usual Ankara fabric. But if you want your skirt a full length skirt, you're going to need to add to the length of your 45 to make it longer, up to like 60 inches. So what I'm going to do now is to pick out one edge of my fabric and cross it over to meet the lower part this way to create a triangle. So I picked one edge of my fabric and took it across my fabric to meet the other edge to create a triangular fold like this. So I'm going to open up the fabric again and explain how I folded my fabric again. So this is my fabric wide open. I'm going to pick up one edge, any of the edges, and just cross it over to the base of the fabric this way to create a triangular fold. So this is how you fold your fabric when you are cutting a 180-degree flare skirt or a flare gown. So after folding, this is what we have. You can go ahead to pin down the fabric so that it doesn't move, or you can also iron it out so that it lays down flat. So after arranging my fabric, the next thing I'm going to do is to locate where I have my round waist measurements divided by 4, which is 8.5 inches, plus 1 extra inch for seam allowance, making 9.5 inches. So locate your waist measurements on the triangle and just mark it out, then connect the points together this way. So to make sure you're doing the right thing, what you have on both sides of this triangle should be equal. So I'm just trying to confirm mine, and just found out that one side is longer than the other. So I'm going to turn the triangle facing me this way and just adjust it. So I'll go ahead to adjust it. So at the end of the day, both sides of the triangle should be equal. I hope you guys understand. This is me just trying to confirm mine, and yes, I have equal sides of the triangle. So this skirt is going to have a band of 2 inches at the upper part, so I'm going to be working with the full length of the Ankara fabric on the opened angle. So like I said, if you wanted your skirt to be longer, you're going to need to extend the length of your Ankara fabric to about 60 inches before folding. I hope you guys understand. So for mine, plus the 2 inches band on my skirt, the longest I can get on this fabric is 35 inches, which is okay for me. It's going to be like a 3/4 style. So since I'm working with the full length that I have on this open side of my fabric, I'm going to place my tape rule on the apex and just measure what I have, which is about 45 inches, and then go ahead to mark that 45 inches all around it to give me that perfect circle shape. Go ahead to mark the 45, and then I'll connect all the points together this way. So after connecting the points, this is what we have. This is what it looks like. So I'm going to add half an inch allowance at the upper part for joining the waistband, and then proceed to cut it out. So guys, don't forget to support my channel by joining my membership program. I'll leave the link pinned in the comment section. That is just a little way of supporting me. So let's go ahead now to cut out the back. So for the back panel, I'm gonna have to fold my fabric just the way I did with the front panel to create a triangle, and the back is going to have a zipper allowance of 1 inch. So because of this zipper allowance, the length of the fabric for the back is shorter, so I'm going to have to adjust the length of my skirt again. Or you could just join fabric to the length of the back panel after you cut it out. But for mine, I'm just going to reduce the length since I just want the 3/4 skirt. I'm going to just trim the length of the front panel so that it aligns with that of the back. So after doing that, I'm going to confirm what I have on both sides of my skirt. You have to make sure that the length is equal so that you don't have one side longer than the other. So I have about 33 inches on this side, and on the other side I have about 32 inches. So I'm going to be reducing the other one, this side, by 1 inch. So I just want to make sure that the length of my skirt is equal. So like I said earlier, if you want your skirt a full length skirt, you're either adding joining to the fabric length before you fold, or you are going to attach fabric to it after cutting out. It just depends on what you want. So right now the two sides of my skirt is equal, so I can proceed. So I'm going to rip the center back opened. I'm going to cut it out opened, and then I'll show you guys the next thing to do. So after I opened up the center back, I have two pieces of my back panel now. The next thing I'm going to do is to join the sides of my skirt. So I'm going to place the back panel facing the front panel this way, right sides facing each other, and I'm going to close up the sides using my 1 inch seam allowance. Go ahead to stitch it all the way down. So when I'm done with that side, I'll repeat the same process on the other side. I'll place the fabric on it this way and go ahead to stitch it all the way down. When I'm done doing all of that, I'll show you guys the next thing to do. So guys, after closing up the sides, this is what it looks like. So the next thing I want to do is to create that design on the side of our skirt. So from the waistline, I'm going to come down by 4 inches and just mark it out there. Came down by 4 inches. And then after that, I'll go ahead to just form an arc into my skirt just to create that design. So just go ahead to draw out a line this way, and then determine how deep you want that gather design to go into your skirt. So for mine, the length I have here is about 12 inches, and I think that is fine. So on the other side, I'm going to form the same arc this way and just measure to make sure that I have the same 12 inches line. So we're going to be replicating the same design at the back of the skirt. So in between the arc, I have 7 inches on both sides just to make it uniform. I hope you guys understand. So at the back of the skirt, I'm going to do the same thing. Come down by 4 inches from the waist and then go ahead to create that arc. So I'll be maintaining the same 12 inches length. And then I'll repeat the same process on the other side. So after doing all of that, when you open up your skirt from the side, this is what it's going to look like. You can see the lines running from front to back. So we're going to be attaching the gathers on this line. So what I'm going to do now is to measure what I have on the line. So go ahead to measure it from front to back this way. So for mine, I measured about 25 inches. So I don't need to cut times 2 of that. I'll just cut out 45 inches for the length because I don't want the gathers too full. So just add about 20 extra inches to it and cut it out. And for the length of the fabric, the height is going to be about 9 to 10 inches. So I'm using this print to create the gathers on the sides, and I'm gonna have to cut out 2 pieces to create the gathers on both sides of the skirt. So I'll just take one now, and the length is 45 inches like I said earlier, and the height I have about 10 inches here. So I'm going to be folding the base of this fabric. I'll fold it in twice and stitch it all the way down. I'll also finish up the sides of this fabric. I'll repeat the same process on the other one and show you guys. So guys, after I folded the base of the fabric and the sides, this is what it looks like. The upper part is unfinished. So I'm going to go ahead now to show you how to attach this fabric on the side of your skirt. So I'll open up my skirt this way. This is the side seam, remember? And then the first thing I'm going to do is to fold up this fabric to get the midpoint. So I'll fold the fabric into 2 equal parts this way and just notch the midpoint, and then I'll place it on the joining of my skirt. That notched part, I'll place it on the joining of my skirt and go ahead to pin it down. So note that you can always create your gathers first before you attach this fabric to your skirt. This is just my own way of doing things, and then I'll go ahead to pin the edge. So what I'm going to do now is take it to my sewing machine. So while I'm joining it, I'm going to create small pleats until I get to that center point. So when I'm done, I'll repeat the same process on this other side. I'm going to create pleats while joining the fabric to the line till I get to the edge. So I'll repeat the same design on the other side of my skirt and show you guys. So guys, after I attach the gathers, this is what it looks like. You can see how beautiful it looks already. And we also have the same design at the back of the skirt as well. So the next thing we want to do is to close up the back of the skirt, and I'm going to flip it right sides facing each other this way. So remember that this skirt is going to have a zipper at the back. So I'll place my tape rule 2 inches above the waistline and come down and mark 11 inches. So from that 11 inches point, I'm going to close up the back of my skirt all the way down and leave this part opened. So guys, after closing up, this is what it looks like. The next thing we want to do is to fix the waistband. And to do that, you have to measure what you have all around the waistline of your skirt. So what you should have here should be your round waist measurement plus about 2 inches for your zipper allowance. So after measuring mine, I have 37 inches instead of 36 inches. So I'm going to take in half an inch extra on both sides of my skirt so that so that the waist fits perfectly on my body. So I've also gone ahead to cut out the fabric I'll be using for my waistband. I ironed my stay to the fabric to the wrong side, as you can see. The wideness of this fabric is 5 inches and I ironed in half an inch on both sides, then folded into 2 again and ironed it out. So I have my 2 inches band and the length is about 40 inches. I'm going to cut out the excess. So to fix this waistband, I'll be starting from the wrong side of my skirt. So I'm going to place the band on it this way, right side of the band facing the wrong side of my skirt, and then I'll open up the half an inch I folded on one side and go ahead to stitch it to the waist area all the way around it. Go ahead to stitch it, open up the half an inch you folded and stitch it all around. When I'm done with that, I will show you guys. So after stitching to the wrong side, next thing I'm going to do is to just close up the band to the right side this way. So you will have something that looks just like this. Then push the seam allowance inside and then close it up and stitch it all the way down. Stitch it all the way around it. So when I'm done with that, I will show you guys. So guys, this is what the waistband looks like on our skirts. I've also cut out the excess that I have. The last and final thing we want to do is to insert the zipper. So I'll flip my skirt now to the wrong side and then go ahead to iron out my zipper allowance so that it lays down flat. So this is my zipper. I'm going to place the right side facing the fabric this way, and then I'll fold in the upper part. You can go ahead to pin this down first before stitching because it makes it easier. So I'll open up the zipper this way and then fold in the edge, then go ahead to stitch my zipper to my 1 inch allowance all the way down. When I get to this point, I'll stitch on the other side as well all the way up. I'll also finish up the base of my skirt by folding in twice. So when I'm done doing all of that, I'll show you guys. So guys, after inserting the zipper, this is what it looks like. You can see how beautiful and how neat this looks. So I hope you found this video useful and I hope you learned something new. So guys, make sure to follow me on social media: Instagram so with Mediva, TikTok so with Mediva as well. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Bye.